Hello, welcome back to Outlandish Claims, everyone. I'm here with Gio, who's going to sit there quietly this time because it's not his show. Yeah, right. He's probably going to interject about something eventually. But we got Demetrius today. So Demetrius, before the year started, we've all made some very interesting choices for Cy Young, MVP, Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year. Manager of the Year does not factor in right here. We are talking only about the Players Awards. Only those three. So Demetrius, who are our front runners? And if you want to, who are the people you thought would be front runners, not necessarily winners, but who are the people you thought would be front runners that are nowhere to be seen?
Honestly, it pains me to see that Darvish and Blake Snell are nowhere near the NL Cy Young, which I will get to in a minute. The fact that anybody from San Diego is nowhere on any of these lists, because I'm going to start with the National League, is by far and wide a travesty. So we're going to start with the National League Rookie of the Year. The top three goes as such. Jazz Chisholm, who's leading the National League in stolen bases. Tony LaCastro, eat your heart out. Has a .962 OPS, which leads all qualified rookies. After spring training, I see Gio doing a little happy dance over there. And granted, because Jazz Chisholm, as I've mentioned from last year, that's a black man right there. Can we go back to back? I hope so. Next on the list, a player I've definitely never heard of because I don't have any notes on him. Dylan Carlson. He's on the Cardinals. That's all I've got. I'll take it. A player we lamented on on one of our previous episodes of the week, Trevor Rogers. How he's leading the team in ERA and possibly the league, I bet you I'm wrong about that, but who cares at this point? Taylor Rogers. We all thought it was going to be Sixto Sanchez being the best rookie on the Marlins. Probably not even on the 40-man roster right now. It's Jazz Chisholm and Taylor Rogers. Let's move on to one of the more daunting awards so far after April. The National League Cy Young Award. Good God. Michael, wherever you are, I'm starting to see the light. Because as I mentioned last week, Jacob deGrom is Steph Curry. Jacob deGrom, oh, hey, Gio, guess what? Shane Bieber tied the record for most starts, for most strikeouts in April. Yeah, that's nice. Try tying Nolan Ryan for most Ks through 5 starts to 59. He's got an 0.6 ERA, and that's a roundup on 0.57. He's also the only pitcher throwing triple digits in every start. If only we could score runs for him. Jacob deGrom is Steph Curry. Speaking of people tearing it up for their teams this year, the next two players listed in the top 3 of the Cy Young Award races are Brandon Woodruff, who's doing fairly well. Oh, and no, just some guy named Corbin Burns, whose numbers are so good they're mathematically impossible to quantify. Last I looked, he had an 0.4 ERA with no walks and like 40 strikeouts.
He's now at 1.53. He had a bad outing. He got hurt.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's okay. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I hear that now because, good Lord, his numbers are still so good. They're mathematically impossible to quantify.
They are. He still has no walks.
He still has no walks. Golly.
You want to know the sad part about his stats, though, since we're talking about Burns? He's 1-2.
How? What?
The Marlins gave up 8 runs on him, and the only times he's ever allowed runs, they came up as losses.
That's mathematically impossible.
It's so I feel so bad for him. It's almost like DeGrom.
DeGrom, yes,
it's exactly like DeGrom.
Jacob deGrom, who by the way is an NL MVP candidate as well to start the year.
If Jacob deGrom is Steph Curry, then Corbin Burns is Klay Thompson.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. So Jacob deGrom, I didn't even have to write notes for him in the MVP. He's Steph Curry. You know who else is really good? Ronald Acuna Jr. And it's weird because I had Freddie Freeman winning the MVP. Nope. Robert Acuna Jr. You know, how's Ronnie Baseball doing? Oh, I don't know. He just either leads or ties in every hitting stat in the bigs with 8 home runs, 24 runs, a 750 slugging percentage, and a 1.204 OPS. You guys want to know who the last person to finish the year with the 1.2 or higher OPS was? Barry Bonds, 2004. Barry Bonds.
Why wouldn't you let us answer the question?
Because I didn't feel like it.
But you asked a question.
Yeah, and I wanted to answer it.
Who asked the question and answers his own question?
I don't know.
Hey, Demetrius, what do you watch for your source of baseball on YouTube? Foolish Baseball. How does that feel?
I'll have you know, I also watch Fuzzy and Giraffe Neck Mark. Thank you.
More shout-outs than you gave Outlandish Claims.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it. But you know what? You know what? Now that I mentioned
I'll take it. It's an insult.
Whatever.
I'm promoting the brand.
This man gave you a platform to speak your mind, and all you're doing is calling out other YouTubers instead.
Yeah, at least Gio doesn't mention other YouTubers. He doesn't really say much when he shares the links, but at least he doesn't promote other people. This has become my therapy session. I'm
about sharing the love, all right?
This is a safe place, guys, okay? This is a safe place.
We are all about ourselves.
Must have forgotten who I am. Just like most people are going to forget who Jesse Winker is this year. Because he's the last on the NL MVP list to start the year. Yes, that's right, Jesse Winker. A man whose last name is Winker. 3.70 batting average. 16 RBIs. To match 16 runs. And a 1093 OPS, which is the highest on the Reds. The appetizer's done. We finished that. We're gonna hop over to the American League now, because that's where the action really is happening. We're gonna start with the AL Cy Young, who the top of the list, obviously Tyler Glasnow, who I did have predicted to win the AL Cy Young, so that's still looking good. The only thing standing in the way of that. Yeah, there he is. There's Coltrane right there. Thank you, Gio. You did it. I'm sure Michael watched this episode with a grin on his face.
Picking his nose.
I'm sure Michael watched this episode with a grin on his face, knowing that sure the Yanks are bad, but Garrett Cole isn't. You know.
Listen, I needed his DNA so I can clone him 20 more times.
I'm sure you would, with the fact that he's leading the AL in walks and hits over innings pitched with 0.726. He's leading in fielding independent pitching with 0.7, strikeouts per game with 14.2, and he's giving up less than a walk per game with just 0.9. Only thing standing in his way is Shane Bieber looking to participate in the Drake Challenge by winning back-to-back Cy Youngs. Let's move on to the American League MVP race. We lead it off with Mr. Michael Nelson Trout, leading the league in batting average. Because good God, I mean, come on, we told you it's the dad power. By the way, and the time I wrote this, 13 out of his 29 hits have been extra base hits. Second on this list so far, I have Byron Buxton. The only notes on him I have is, did you see him go 5 for 5? This man outdid Wendy's. He went 5 for 5 in a game. That's insane. So I'm gonna move on to the AL. Just kidding! Shohei Ohtani is back! Shohei Ohtani is back! The man is hitting ropes. The man is blasting baseballs out of LA. The man is throwing gas. Ohtani-san has returned, and it's beautiful. You love to see it.
You took a page out of my recaps book. Let's move on to the no! We're not moving on.
But now we move on to the main course. And oh, what a hearty 8-ounce sirloin porterhouse steak it is.
8-ounce steak? What the hell? What? That's a tiny ass steak, dude. That's like a filet mignon. You want a 20-ounce porterhouse. If you're getting an 8-ounce porterhouse,
Demetrius,
that place is really it's jipping you bad.
have you ever been to a steakhouse before?
I have only been to 2, but I have a tiny stomach, or I can only handle so much.
That. To be fair, Gio, we are gigantic fat asses. So.
Well, I think everybody who watches the show knows that. So yeah.
Yeah, but what doesn't show, like Demetrius, he looks regular sized. A stiff wind could probably break him in half. The dude is thin. The dude is real thin. Like Kenny Lofton thin.
Hey, he compares you to Kenny Lofton. That's a compliment.
That's my player comp.
No, this dude can run. This dude can run, and he can hit the ball. But he's still really, really thin that you think something's going to break him real quick.
Anyway, back on track we go. Thanks for that, guys. I needed that. The American League Rookie of the Year race is basically a 2-headed race at this point. Number 1, who is Akil Badoo, and why is he single-handedly leading the Tigers and everything? A team-high slugging percentage of .571, team-high OPS of .814, and leads in OPS plus with a 125 OPS plus. Who could be better than Akil Badoo in baseball right now? Oh, yeah, that's right. Just some guy by the name of Yermin Mercedes. This man pulled up to the Wendy's drive-thru and said, "Hey, how you doing? I'll have 2 4-for-4s." The man started his career 8 for 8. You know, nothing crazy. He's just 28, his first full season. Highest batting average at the time of writing this, of course. At the time of writing it, he's now second behind Mike Trout, so I've heard. 4 home runs, which have all been bombs, by the way. 400 feet or more. It's a modest 659 slugging percentage, a 1.113 OPS, and the Rookie of the Year, forget that. He's second in MVP voting already. So, Gio, you better keep on that Mariners cap and your Nike socks because he's about to join some elite company. Yermin Mercedes, if he plays his cards right and things go well, might just be the second player ever to win the AL MVP and Rookie of the Year in the same season. Besides, who else? Ichiro. We're nowhere near fall, but this man is out here raking leaves on a nightly basis.
He broke at him. The joke was such a dad joke. He just like shook his head.
The puns from this man. I mean, my outlook on the awards is similar to Demetrius, so I won't take too much time. In Rookie of the Year, I still think Brian Hayes is eligible, right? He didn't play enough last year? Okay.
He's eligible.
I still think Brian Hayes is going to be one of them. And Ian Anderson had a fantastic game this week. So I'm fully on board with him still as my pick.
Top 5, yeah, from what I saw.
For the AL, yeah, Akil Badoo. What? But I want to see what Jared Kelenic does first. I'm not picking anybody until I see what Kelenic does. I'm not picking anybody till Wander Franco comes up. And also, most importantly, Arozarena has a 300-plus batting average. He's still got the name recognition. Everybody watches him. His problem is he just doesn't stop striking out. If he could control that bat, that would be fantastic. MVPs, Mike Trout.
No.
Ronald Acuna.
Maybe DeGrom.
Jacob DeGrom. Honestly, at this point, Danny Duffy. A .3 ERA through 27 innings. If he keeps this up, that's historic.
It is impressive. All jokes aside, I can't lie there. It is pretty impressive.
Clayton Kershaw having a great year too.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw. Yeah,
he's eligible for the Cy Young, which I'll get to in a second.
Clayton Kershaw, he completes the cash at that.
He does.
Question mark. Improves.
Yeah,
weird.
But for MVPs in the American League, I'm going with Mike Trout right now is in first. JD Martinez probably in second because he's having a career year at this point. And in third place, for the moment, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Vlad Guerrero Jr.
I did see him on the list. Him alongside Yuli Gurriel, but then again, throw that away.
And of course, for Rookie of the Year, I mean, Yermin Mercedes is up there, but I want to see what Arozarena does first, and I want to see what Kalenic does, and I want to see if Wander Franco comes up too. There's too many what ifs for me right now for Rookie of the Year.
That's true.
So I will circle back to that one. Back to MVP. In the NL, DeGrom, absolutely. Maybe Jesse Winker because his numbers are fantastic.
Yes.
He needs to learn to hit better against that shift.
Honestly,
He's doing good so far, but if he keeps that going, and of course Ronald Acuna Jr. Soto needs to come back. He needs to come back. He needs to threaten Ronald Acuna because right now, honestly, his batting average not the greatest in the world, still amazing, but it's not the greatest in the National League. But he's still the front runner for the National League MVP. I want Soto to challenge him. It should be these two fighting each other with Tatis somewhere in the background or somewhere fighting along next to him. It should be the three of them fighting. I want to see that. I want Soto to come back. Now back to now on to Cy Youngs. God, I hope Strasburg comes back and gets healthy. I really do.
Yeah, but you know, there's that guy in New York.
I know it's true.
He's really good.
But I still want to see what he does. So in Cy Young, DeGrom is clearly in first. Musgrove, I think, is in second, though. He's got a better ERA. He has a no-hitter. So there is a San Diego player close to the top.
Just not the one we expected.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Not at all.
And I'm stuck because DeSclafani threw a no-hitter as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, the other day. I got points for it. Oh, no, sorry. It was a complete game shutout. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Shut up.
I would have heard about it.
You know what we heard about, though? Madison Bumgarner throwing a shutout.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. An unofficial no-hitter.
That is so – it's not even Manfred's fault either. That's the funny part. That was a rule back decades ago.
That's fair. Because it's like the games are official, but the records aren't. That's –
So I don't know who's in third right now. It's somewhere between Trevor Rogers and Anthony DeSclafani, I think. I want to see what DeSclafani does tonight before I cement him as third place, though, because he hasn't played many great teams. He gets San Diego tonight. So I don't know who's in. I want to see what DeSclafani does tonight before I say he's in third place. But right now, Trevor Rogers versus Corbin Burns is probably third place.
okay.
AL Cy Young is a lot easier for me. It's Tyler Glass now. He's number one. I want to say Garrett Cole. I really do. But Carlos Rodon is 4-0. So with the ERA half the size of Cole. So I'm having Cole not in second. And then as I look at the rankings on ESPN stats in order of ERA, there is a name missing. Danny Duffy. Because his ERA is smaller than DeGrom's. He has a .3 ERA.
Weren't you just like yelling at him to walk or strike out a batter?
Yes, because he walked back-to-back guys with 2 outs. I was yelling for him to strike the guy out and get out of the inning.
I'm sorry, that was just
for the win. That was the 5th inning. If he didn't get that out, he wouldn't be in line for the win. The Royals are up 9-0. He needed to get through the 5th inning.
Yeah, no.
The duality of man, everybody. The duality of man.
I needed those 5 points. Anyway, he's not listed. He's got the smallest ERA in the majors, and they don't have him on ESPN stats.
I guess size matters.
I quit. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you. I'm done.
I'll be here all week.
I'm done. We're moving on. That's the end of the episode. I'm done.
You can't top that. It's perfect. Yo, our episode endings are on point this week.
I love it.
Yo, Mike better come with some fire.
Honestly, I hope so.
Yeah, it's your boy Mike Edwards.